Hey guys, wow, this is the one. This is the one we've all been waiting for. We're finally gonna do the budget CoX guide. And this is gonna be a normal mode run. We're going in extremely budget gear. This is a 5 mil setup. Everything I'm wearing, everything I'm bringing, it's about a 5 mil setup. Give or take a couple 100K. But yeah, we're gonna run a normal mode CoX. We're gonna go from the beginning all the way up until Ulm. And if you want to see how to kill Ulm with this exact same setup, with this exact same gear, you can check the video in the description. I have a video showing how to kill Ulm at any level with any gear and no experience. And I actually use this exact same setup. So go check that out if you want to see it. In the meantime, let's go over some basics really quick. So it's going to be a 4-way mage swap with just Mystic Robe top, Mage Arena 2 cape. I do have an Occult necklace and a Trident of the Swamp. 4-way range swap, nothing special at all. Rune crossbow, black D-hides, not even going to bring God D-hides. And I know this looks fancy, but it's just an assembler. If you don't have the assembler from Dragon Slayer 2, I think it is, you can just use Ava's accumulator. It'll do the same thing. It's just to save some bolts. Finally, this is the melee setup. What I'm wearing right now, this is the melee setup. It's a whip. Burroughs gloves, dragon boots. I got a torso. You don't really need the torso. You can bring whatever melee top you want. Really doesn't matter, whatever you can afford. Fire cape, glory, rune defender, and finally some ruby bolts E. That's it. Really simple setup. Up here in the top left, it shows what my room layouts are. Very simple room layouts. Mutadile is going to be the hard room. Luckily it's first, so we can get that out of the way. It'll give us an overload, which is really nice. We'll probably use one dose throughout the raid, but I think at the end we'll just make another one anyway. So I guess we can be pretty humble with it and just use as many overload as we want. Otherwise, Shaman, gonna be pretty much a 0 damage room. Ice Demon, another 0 damage room. Probably going to take a little damage at Mystics, but it won't be that big of a deal. We got supplies for it. We're going to bring plenty of brew. So the brew will mostly be used at Mystics and Mutadiles. And then Thieving, another 0 damage room. So very simple raid layout. I suggest that if you're going with very budget gear, you get a layout very similar to this. You can do crabs. If you had crabs in there, that'd be okay. But this is what we're going to go with, because it's such low damage. We're not going to be taking much damage. At the end, I'll show you guys how to farm, how to prep your potions for Ulm. And like I said, if you want to see the Ulm fight, just check the video in the description. In the meantime, if you feel like it, if these guides have been helping you, throw me a like, throw me a sub. It helps so much, and let's just get going. So we'll do our quick pre-pot. Angler, range potion, stamina potion, and a super combat potion. That's our pre-pot. Fill back up real quick with some brews, and we are ready to go. Oh, very important before we start, if you have shamans, in your room layouts, bring a Sandview. But here we go. Let's send it. So first room we're going to encounter is Mutadile. And for that, we will start in our mage gear. And I'm not going to be doing any fancy strats, maybe a safe spot or two, just to help with damage, but nothing fancy. This is a run that anyone can do. We could have brought freezes for Mutadile, but we'll just go without. So start with range prey, and if you're in melee distance, switch to melee prey. So we'll try to stay as close to Mutadile as possible. just mage him down. When he hits 50% HP, he is going to go to the tree and heal. But if you don't have Ancients, if you don't have a Zami Godsword, you just got to kind of DPS through it all. He'll heal and we'll just DPS him anyway. Just kill him. If you have Ancients, you can freeze him when he reaches 50%. You can use an ice spell, freeze him. And that way he won't go to the tree and heal. And you can kill him while he's frozen. But we're skipping that method. We're assuming that maybe we don't have Ancients for some reason. And he's not that bad. If you just stay in melee range, praying melee the whole time, he doesn't do that much damage. If he chomps you like he's doing right now, it'll always be a 0 if we're praying melee. Range attack will be the only thing that hits us a little bit. Looks like he's finished eating the tree. He's full, and we can just kill him now. Not bad. I have very low defensive gear, and he wasn't bad at all. We didn't even eat one full brew at Muta. So now, Mama comes out, and we throw on the range gear. And where I'm standing right now, if you get this room layout, this is a safe spot. He won't chomp us here. We're just gonna pray range, eat through it. Oh, let me put it on rapid really quick. We'll just eat through the damage he does. We have plenty of brew. They're gonna drop even more brew, so it's not a big deal. Just like Baby, when he hits 50% health, he is gonna go to the tree to heal. If you have your freezes, you can freeze him right now. If you have a Zami Godsword, you can spec him right now, but we didn't bring any of that. We're just gonna range through it. Eat through it. This room is where we'll probably use most of the supplies. The rest of the rooms in this specific layout will be very low damage rooms. So he might eat one more time. I don't know. He might eat 2 or 3 times. Not a big deal. We're happy to use our brews in this room. This is what they're for. Ruby Bolt spec. Don't know if we needed that. But it's okay. This will be his last time eating. So now when he's dead, he's done. Let's see, he's below half health. Don't let him chomp us. We're being risky standing outside of our safe spot anyway. But like I said, this is a safe spot. He won't chomp us. If it's this room layout, the room layout has to look like this. And this becomes a safe spot. Uh-oh, prayer's going down. Got that up just in time. Oh, that was definitely unnecessary. Didn't need that Ruby Bolt spec. I could have brought a Bolt Switch, but I guess we didn't. I just brought rubies. Wanted to save an extra inventory spot. So we'll heal up. And he dropped an overload. Very nice for us. Get all of our stats back. Turn our prayers off. And we're going to drink a Sand Few because the next room up here is Shamans. And the reason we bring the Sand Few is for poison resistance. So here we go. Pick up all of his nice potions. Let's drink the Overload. Drink the Prayer Enhance. Prayer Enhance gives us slow prayer regen. So it heals like a prayer point, I don't know, every couple seconds. Let's go on in. So for this, we're going to be on long range, pray range, and this right here is where we're going to lure him for a safe spot. So we'll stand in our little tile, and we'll shoot him. And we're waiting for him to jump. There it is, he jumps. Go down to our little tile down here. Can we hit him on long range? I hope we can. We can. Perfect. So he's safe spotted. We don't need our prayers on. We can just sit here and kill him with range. Totally free room. It doesn't matter how long it takes. The time doesn't affect us. The time won't affect our chance of getting a purple. It won't affect how much time it takes, or I mean, it won't affect how many points we get throughout the raid. And the first one is down, so we'll hit the second one and run back up to our safe spot. We're trying to get him to jump. There he goes. Get back to our little safe tile right here. Oh, not good. So if he does this, we gotta circle around the edges of the room. If we failed our safe spot, but he jumped to us, so we can actually go over here and safe spot him from this end. Look at that. Uh-oh. Yeah. So it didn't work out well, so we'll just circle around the arena, kill him from the perimeter. If you can't get the safe spot to work, you just circle around the perimeter of the room and kill him like this. Looks like he's dead. He's dead. Like I said, free room. We didn't take any damage. Even messing up the safe spot, we can still kill him. Alright, so we're in the scav room. We're not going to worry about this until we get to the second floor. We'll talk about this room when we get down to the second floor. This little yellow pool right here refills our run energy. Boom, back at 100. Alright, and if we look up here, our next room is going to be Ice Demon. Again, it's going to be a 0 damage room. We're not going to take any damage at Ice Demon, and I'll show you how. So assuming our inventory is full, put on my melee gear. Assuming our inventory is full, we can put everything we have in the bank. Actually, we probably don't even need to do that. Let me take it back out, and I'll just open up a couple inventory spaces. Put some brew away. We can get that back later. We'll take an axe. Take a tinderbox, and we'll just start chopping trees till we get about 20 or so kindling. So here it is. Here's our kindling. Says we got 2. We're gonna get about 20 or so. Maybe a little more than 20. So the reason I chose this raid layout is because a lot of these rooms we're gonna do Shamans, Ice Demon, and Thieving. They're all 0 damage rooms. If we do the little save spot trick with the Shamans, if we do what we're gonna see, we're gonna do a little save spot trick with the Ice Demon as well. They'll be 0 damage rooms. And that saves a lot of supplies for us that we're gonna be able to use in the more difficult rooms, which are supposed to be Mystics and Mutadile. So anyway, for Ice Demon, we have to thaw him out. And we do that by chopping the trees, collecting the kindling, and lighting the braziers. So we'll light 2. We'll keep them both lit. Right? We can see he's kind of thawing out. His little health bar, it's becoming green. All the blue is disappearing. When he becomes fully green, that's when he goes active. That's when the fight starts. But we're going to be able to safe spot him. There we go, 22 more. This should be enough. So we'll run to our safe spot. And our safe spot is right here. Safe spot's right here. Take your run off. No run, we're gonna walk. And we'll throw our range gear on. Our 4-way range swap. So this is what we got. Here's our range swap. Very simple. Very easy setup. And here's what we're gonna do. Pray range, and we're just going to hit him and go back. That's all we're going to do. We're going to hit him one time and go back to our safe spot. Walk on back. And we'll get in a nice little pattern. We'll just kill him like this. Go right back to our safe spot. Let me put it on, I might as well put it on accurate for this guy. Why not? We're not in a rush. Hit him once and then walk back. There we go. Ruby Bolt spec. Hit him once, walk on back. Very easy boss. It's free. This is why we like Ice Demon. Only thing we gotta make sure of is that we walk back and forth and we keep our prayer up. Right? We're not overloaded. I guess we can overload. No problem with that. We're gonna make another one later. If you only got one overload, if you only picked up one up and your herb lore level isn't high enough to make your own later on, just save it. We're not in a rush. Can brew back up, be kind of safe. But we're just gonna kill Ice Demon like this. Totally free room. You don't need to rush it. You can go as slow as you want. It takes a little while, so we'll talk about some more, some better strategies if you have a higher budget. If you have a Dragon Warhammer, hit him 2 times with your Dragon Warhammer. Lower his defense a little bit. Speed up the room a little bit. Nothing wrong with that. If you didn't bring freezes, but you had like Fire Surge, fire spells do extra damage to the Ice Demon. So you can actually do the exact same strategy that I'm doing right here with fire spells. It works. Just manual cast your fire spells on him from the safe spot and walk right on back when you cast. This strategy works with both range and magic. It's a simple strategy. But he's almost down. And you can use your offensive prayers. I'm not. I guess I could throw it on just to speed it up a little bit. But you don't need to have rigor. You don't need to have augury. You can use, what, Eagle Eye. You can use any of those weaker, lower level prayers if you don't have these expensive ones. And if you really want to save supplies, you don't have to use any at all. So we'll go back to the chest. Actually, let me drop the tinderbox and the axe. We'll get our brews back because we're going into the other high damage room. Actually, let me grab these. Because Ice Demon drops this, maybe that'll skip our scav room. So this will help for when we need to make potions later. We'll put all this away in the chest. We'll get it back out later. Grab our brew. And we're on to the next high damage room. We're going to use range again. Pray magic against the mystics. And we'll just range them down. Heal is necessary. We have plenty of brew. This is the last spot in the raid that we're actually going to be using brews. So we can use them all as necessary. Keep our health high. There's no need to go low. We can use all the supplies we need right now. This is the final room that will take damage in, so even if we have to use all of our brew, it'll be okay. Because in CoX, we can make more brew before we fight the final boss. We can make as many potions as we need before we go into the final boss room. There we go, the first one's down. Killed the second one. No fancy strategies, no fancy safe spots. Right? Anyone can do this without knowing any fancy strategies, no fancy mechanics. I guess technically the Ice Demon was kind of fancy. Some people like to like dance around the room with them and dodge all of his attacks. I don't like that. You can just attack him from the door and go back and forth. Very simple strategy. Right, so I think that there's probably one more mystic over here somewhere. We'll find out in a minute. Let's throw on an offensive prayer. We can speed it up a bit. We got plenty of super restores. We can use as much prayer as we need. We're gonna make more. And in just a few minutes, I'm gonna show you guys how to farm. Yeah, there he is. We got another mystic wandering around. So you don't want to take aggro from more than one at a time. Make sure you're only killing one at a time. And I will use the overload, but I'm going to show you guys how to make overloads in the farm room. We're going to go over everything. We're going to show you how to make potions, how to make overloads. We'll go through all the little details in the farm room. Now, if you notice, these guys drop seeds. The mystics drop seeds. So since this is our last mystic in the raid, we're going to pick up all the seeds that he drops. And I'll tell you why when we get to the farm room. But if you need an overload, now if you need an overload, if you need another one, if you got to make one in the farm room, you want to pick up all the seeds, right? So Buchu and Golpar and Noxifer. And if you don't need another overload, if you already have an overload ready for Ulm, if you have a full 4-dose overload ready for Ulm, you only need the Buchu, if that's the case. But anyway, we're in Thieving. Very simple room. All we do is thieve the chests, and it gives us some grubs. We need 30 total grubs in a solo to finish the thieving room. You might be wondering, why are a lot of these chests yellow? It's because they might be poison, or they might be holding bats, and bats are food. So it doesn't matter. The poison only hurts you about 2 damage. It's not a big deal if you accidentally find a poison chest. And the bats are pretty nice, because if you eat them and it restores a little bit of health, you get some bonus points. Here's our points up here. Points correspond to your chance of getting a unique purple drop. So the more points you have, the better opportunity of getting a purple, like a TBOW or ancestral pieces, all the big goodies. You have a higher chance of getting them, the more points you have. So anyway, we turned in 31 grubs. We can see it right here. And by the way, if you're wondering, why do I have this info up here? Why are my chests yellow and maybe yours aren't? It's the CoX plugin. It's the Chamber of Xeric plugin. So you can get that. All these fun goodies come with a single plugin. So we wait for him to finish eating. And it's done. And let's take this stuff too. Right? So these supplies that he drops, the mushrooms, the Sicily, and the juice. And if you notice, the Ice Demon dropped that stuff as well. That's what we use to make the potions. And what we also need, right, so if we didn't get those earlier, if we forgot to pick them up earlier, we can kill these scavengers. They drop them too. But what I really wanted were the planks. So planks are going to be used in the last room. Oh shoot, but I don't have a hammer. So that'd be good. Let me kill them again, and maybe I can get a hammer. If he doesn't drop it early enough, that's okay. We'll just go without it. They gonna drop a hammer? We'll kill one more. If he doesn't drop a hammer, it's not a big deal. But planks and a hammer. No hammer. No big deal. It doesn't matter. We'll just make our potions as is. So yeah, if we had a hammer, we could have upgraded the chest, but I wasn't lucky enough to get one. So anyway, let's go over here. And I'm going to put all my seeds on the ground. I'm going to put my secondaries on the ground. If you were able to make a bigger chest, you could have put them in the chest. Let me grab all this stuff. And I'm going to show you guys how to farm. And put all this on the ground. And then everything I have left, we'll put it in the chest. So here's how we farm. We go to the little tool shed right here. We grab a spade and a seed dibber. Alright, and we're going to pick up our Buchu and our Golpar. And we'll plant one of each. Alright, plant both of those. And while they're growing, we're going to pick some gourds. Fill them all up with water at the fountain over here. Let's fill them all up. They're still growing, right? The herbs are still growing. We're never in a rush in normal modes. There is no time limit for normal modes. Drop a couple. Right, so I have 12 waters and 12 open spots, so I can start picking plants. I'm going to pick 3 of the Golpar. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And then we'll clear it. And we'll plant the Noxifer. So the reason we planted the Golpar and the Noxifer is for the overloads. That's going to be used for the overloads. So let's see how to make them. So I have mushroom, juice, and Sicily. And those are like our secondaries. So for the Golpar, we're going to make 1 of each. We'll make an elder. We'll make a Kodai. And we'll make a twisted. So we have 1 of each. Then we pick our Noxifer. Right, there it is. And we use it on 1 of them. And boom, that gives us an overload. So now we have an overload for the raid. Or for the final boss. Plant another Buchu. And this one's already done, so we can just start picking Buchu. Right, we'll fill up our inventory with Buchu herb. Fill the whole inventory up. Alright, clean them all off. And what we're going to do is we're going to make 1 prayer enhance that uses the Sicily. So I have some Sicily right here. We'll make 1 prayer enhance. Drop the Sicily. We'll make a handful of super restores, revitalization potions, probably 3, 4. Let's make 4. And then all the rest, we use the juice. And that makes us our brews. Alright? So I drop some extra waters on the ground, pick a few more of those up. Pick a few more of the herbs up. 1, 2. And we'll just make all the rest into some brews. And that's how we do farming, guys. That's how we do farming in CoX. Alright? So we have plenty of supplies now. Drop the secondaries, drop the seeds, drop all that stuff. And now we get to start setting up our inventory for Ulm. So let me just drop some stuff on the ground. Drop it all on the ground. Yeah, it's too bad. If I had a hammer, I could have made the big chest. And a Dragon Warhammer works. If you bring a Dragon Warhammer, you don't need to get a hammer. A Dragon Warhammer will work. But let me just pick back up all my stuff. And let's clean up the inventory. Alright, don't need any of that. Let me put my potions away. And let's get set up for the raid. So we'll take all of our revitalizations. And as many brews as we can hold. And there we go. We're fully set up and ready to go kill Ulm. So if we enter this hole down here, that'll take us to Ulm. We're fully stocked up, fully ready to go. And let's go take a look at this bad boy. There he is. Ulm's final chamber and the final boss of CoX. And if you want to see how to kill Ulm with this exact same gear setup, this exact same layout, check out the video in the description. But for now, that's a budget run of CoX. No deaths, 5 mil gear, easy peasy. We brought plenty of supplies. We had supplies to spare. And whatever we did use, we were able to stock it all back up in the farming room. We are fully supplied and ready to go kill Ulm. So, I hope this video helped a lot. I hope you got to see all the rooms that were really good for a budget build setup. And the higher your budget, the better gear you have, the easier the rooms get. If you want to start experimenting with harder rooms or different rooms, go ahead. There's no harm. If you die, you don't lose anything except the potions that you use, but just try again. You know, practice makes perfect. But as for a learner with a very budget build, and that could be 5 mil, 10 mil, maybe you got 50 mil, maybe you got some bandos, right? Maybe you got a saying staff, maybe you got Arma, right? The better your gear, the easier the raid gets. But I hope this helped a lot. And like I said, if you want to see how to kill Olm, go check out the video in the description. Really good luck taking down CoX. Good luck getting all the purples. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Have fun, guys.